Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing a review worth the buy or not on a fairly new concealer at the drugstore. Let's go ahead and talk about the L'Oreal Infallible Full Wear Concealer, which recently launched, and I've seen so many people rave about it. I've seen quite a few sponsored posts on this, influencers who think that this is the bomb, so I'm excited to see that. I always love to try products that are highly sponsored because I want to see if they're actually worth it. Like, do they actually really love that, or is it just because they're getting some cash? Now they came out with a full wear, full coverage concealer. You can find this concealer currently at Target. They also have it at Ulta. They don't have it at any of my local Ultas. I actually found this in Target, which I was really shocked because I feel like my local Target is always the last to get anything, like truly the last of the last to get anything. So I was really shocked, and I was also really excited because they had so many shades. I was able to really pick my shade as opposed to having to like kind of guess online, which is always something that I don't like to do. So I just want to go ahead and start this video because I've been rambling on for about 3 minutes and 38 seconds. So let's just get into this. I'm going to zoom you guys in close so we can look at these under eyes. Okay, so this is what my under eyes look like right now. As you can see, the under eyes are a little dark. I've actually just got back from my trip to LA, and I didn't really get much sleep. There's a 3-hour time difference, so I feel like I was up for way longer of the day. So I feel like I do have some tired eyes right now, and as you can see, even though we do have foundation on, concealer can always work magic. So I'm really excited about this. Also, in case you're wondering why I have so much pink on, today's actually Valentine's Day, so I'm going off the Valentine's Day theme. I love me some pink, some red. Anytime I can wear those colors, I'm like, yes. So this is in the color Cashew 365. So we're gonna just go ahead and open this. This looks like Tarte Shape Tape. Like, what is up with drugstore brands really coming through with packaging? Very similar to the one by Tarte, also the one by e.l.f., which I reviewed a little bit ago. You can see pretty much the same wand. So let's go ahead and see how this does. Hopefully better than the e.l.f. Update on the e.l.f. I still don't like it, but I reordered a different shade because I was watching some other reviews and those concealers run super light. So maybe by me ordering a darker shade, it will help, but I'll keep you guys updated on that one. So this one has 0.33 ounces. Let's see how much the Tarte Shape Tape has, just in comparison. Tarte Shape Tape has 0.33 ounces, so it pretty much has the same exact amount of product. So let's go ahead and take this doe foot applicator. We're gonna go ahead and cover up this eye, which is looking a little crusty. Ooh, yes, I think this is a good color. It's a neutral color. It's not gonna like intensely brighten my under eyes. It will compared to the color that we have in the foundation, but it's not so yellow. I feel like it's a nice neutral, which really flatters those olive undertones because I do have some olive in me, almost like kind of like green. I think it's because of my veins, but I just wanna go ahead and blend. So we're gonna be taking my Morphe sponge and blend this bad boy. I'm telling you, concealer, in my opinion, like once you have the eye makeup, you put on the foundation, you're just like, okay, this is looking good. But once you put on that concealer, and if it's a good concealer, it's like, holy shiz, shit just went to the next level real quick. Wow, this is blending really nicely. And it covered a lot, like definitely a full coverage. It kind of reminds me of the Milani one that I reviewed that I really am enjoying, except I feel like this one is a little bit more full coverage. The Milani's more buildable, so it's more for my ladies who like a more natural finish, kind of like to test out how something's gonna do before they really, you know, take it really, really full coverage. But this one is a good full coverage and it's not so thick. And I mean, look at this, it blended beautifully. So let me just go ahead and set that. I'm gonna be using my setting powder by Patrick Star and MAC Cosmetics, and I'm gonna be going in with my makeup sponge. Okay, real quick, I went to the masterclass in Los Angeles. That's why I was in LA. I kind of want to do a video on my experience. Everybody's experience is going to be different, but I just kind of want to do like what you could expect if you do decide to go to masterclass type of video. I think that would be really cool. I learned so much. So now we're going to move on to this eye. And we're going to do this little triangle thing. Because look how well this is blending, but yet has phenomenal coverage. Wow, that's blending so beautifully and it looks so smooth. I do have to say that there's times where I will use only concealer. Like I won't use any foundation because I just want to keep it really minimum. So when I have concealers like this that are nice and full coverage but still feel very lightweight and airy, it's awesome because you can almost have like a no makeup look without even having foundation and just working with a concealer. I know a lot of my ladies and gents who may be in college, or you know, you have a job where you know you don't have much time to do the most but you still want good products. I feel like a good concealer can always come in handy, and let me just tell you, there's nothing better than finding a good concealer at the drugstore. And they're competing very heavily right now with a lot of high-end luxury brands that come out with these concealers that are very comparable to some of the drugstore ones. So I've been a little tiny bit picky with the ones that I do suggest when it comes to drugstore because, of course, I want to recommend you the best of the best. Right now, I'm liking. I think I want to go and kind of highlight my face a little bit with the concealer. When I say highlight, it's just kind of bring attention to the high points of my face. So right here, a little bit down the bridge of my nose, because I am going to go ahead and just kind of like contour my nose a little bit afterwards. So I kind of just want to have that attention in the middle and not so much on the sides. And then down here. This is usually where I tend to like to do a little bit of highlighting with the concealer. Now, I've been enjoying highlighting my nose a little bit more. I don't want to call it highlighting, but concealing the nose a little bit more because I feel like the foundation sometimes doesn't cover up some of the redness that I'm starting to get from my rosacea. So I'm blending it out. The foundation blended super fast. So let's take it up here. I love the fact that it's blending so easily with a sponge. Also the fact that it doesn't feel like you have anything on. It feels very, very lightweight. That's something that I always look for in a product, especially with my concealer, because I use such full coverage foundation / matte foundation. So when I'm looking for a concealer, I'm not necessarily looking for a matte concealer, but I'm more so looking for a concealer that's just going to really give me great coverage on top of what I already have. For the most part of the time, I like to go ahead and leave the under eyes with not so much foundation, just a little bit of foundation over it, because I am going to go back in with the concealer that can just cover completely those dark circles. So that's just something to note. But I do feel like when you're working with a matte concealer and a matte foundation, sometimes it can be no good. So now I'm going to be taking my favorite brush. This is my Morphe M433. This is the perfect brush to dust away that powder and really give you a beautiful perfected under eye finish. So I love this one. You can find this on Morphe.com. Use whatever influencer you're obsessed with. I don't have a coupon code with them, but I literally will always make sure I plug in somebody's discount code because I'm not paying full price, but I don't have to. So let's go ahead and do this side. Oh, yes. Okay. Okay. Looks good. Yes. Okay, come through. Okay, that looks really, really good. I'm very impressed. You can see the difference, how it looks now to how it looked before. I definitely feel like it completely covered that darkness under there. And I also feel like even though we went and baked for a little bit, which I always have to do because of the creasing, it completely covered that and it gave it such a smooth canvas. Sometimes when I go in with certain concealers, I'll go ahead and bake, I'll look at them after and it will be completely crusty and thick and drying. This does not look like that. It looks very smooth, and for that I'm very grateful for, because I hate when something doesn't work. When your concealer does not work with foundation, there's nothing worse, because when you're talking to somebody, their eyes go straight to your eyes and they're gonna see those crusty under and be like, what's going on there? So I literally, if my concealer is shit, it just ruins the whole day. So it's always good to have a concealer that will work. We still have a long day to go with this though, but so far I definitely am liking it, and I liked how I concealed some areas of my face, and it blended perfectly in with the foundation, had no issues, and that's something that I can definitely get with. Do I have any more information of this? No, I don't. This is the only thing I don't like about drugstore concealers, is that I never get like a description, how you do get with those high ends that include like the packaging. And I understand that it's cheaper, so they don't invest as much on their packaging. But I will definitely be going on the website when I come back and give you guys the full details on this concealer and the claims, so we can kind of see how the claims compare to what we noticed on the face. But right now, I have to say I do like it. You guys know I review a lot of concealers here on my channel, so I kind of have a good idea of what works and what doesn't, and when something's problematic, and so far this hasn't given me any problems. But I will be finishing off the rest of my face, and then I'm gonna come back and give you guys my very first initial thoughts, and then we can go ahead and start our day with this Infallible Full Wear L'Oreal concealer. Okay guys, so I am back, and I'm ready to talk about the L'Oreal concealer. I finished my entire face of makeup. All the details will be in the description box down below. But I do want to say I'm mainly wearing the KYLIE Cosmetics Valentine's Day collection. I did a review and tutorial on it in case you guys want to watch it. It'll be linked up here. But let's just go ahead and get into the concealer. And fun fact, something you guys should know, at Target it is $10.99, at Ulta it is $12.99. Like I mentioned, I couldn't purchase it at my local Ulta because they don't have it in stock. It says online only. Does it still say online only? I don't think it's saying online only anymore, but I know that mine doesn't have it. So let's just go ahead and get into it. So it says a full-on coverage and full face wear up to 24 hours. I really don't care for that because I'm not going to be wearing this for 24 hours, but it's good to know that it is a very long wearing concealer because I definitely want this to last for the entire day. And it says that this is their highest coverage formula with the widest concealer range ever. We're gonna have to see about that one. This concealer provides full coverage with a flawless matte finish, which I personally feel like it's a very hydrating matte finish. I would probably call it a satin semi-matte finish because I feel like as I was wearing it and before I knew that it was a matte finish, it doesn't feel like matte and thick and cakey. It definitely feels full coverage, but it feels hydrating and it feels very, very nice and just skin-like, which I really appreciate. So I would definitely wear this with my matte foundations and I feel like I would still be okay. So that's just something that I'm noticing right now. So if you see that and you see matte finish and you're like, ooh, I don't like matte consistencies, this doesn't feel like that. It doesn't feel like the e.l.f., which is like our super matte consistency, or the Morphe, which is also matte consistency. I feel like this has that nice, like creamy, just very, very lovely feeling. The next thing it says is that it's a multi-use concealer, which you can use to contour and highlight, shape your face, and I just feel like, for me at least, I don't like to use concealer to do contour. I rather use contour sticks or contour kits that really offer that. I feel like whenever I use one of these, I rather just use it for concealer. It also says that the extra large applicator provides maximum coverage in one stroke to cover under eye circles, acne scars, and discoloration. I agree. I feel like this wand is so lovely because it's huge. Like, this is a great situation. I can definitely get in there. One swipe, we're good to go. Also, like it says, to cover acne or discoloration, or if you want to cover like certain little red spots, you can definitely do that, and it's going to give you such a beautiful, nice, smooth finish and really even out those areas that you feel may not look evened out on your face. So I do appreciate this doe foot applicator. I feel like they've done such a good job of making larger doe foot applicators when new concealers come out. They did it here, they did it with the e.l.f., and I think that's great, especially for drugstore products. So the next thing it says, it's a waterproof, non-greasy formula which won't transfer, fade, or flake, so your full coverage look is locked in all day. I agree. I feel like even though we went in with more products, like I went ahead and used my baking powder and everything, it stayed in place, it locked in. And what I like about it is that even though it did stay on the skin and didn't come off when I applied my baking powder, it still felt really nice and smooth to where I was able to really just put that on top and it wouldn't come off. Some concealers, as soon as you put something else on top, or as soon as you go in with a sponge and start to blend, it starts to kind of come off. And this stayed in place. It was very creamy, it wasn't thick, so you didn't have a hard time blending everything out. I feel like it dries down at a good pace. It's not too fast where you're like, okay, I need to blend super fast before this all kind of like cakes up in one area. But I definitely feel like it's on there, it's good to go, it looks beautiful, and we're not gonna be going anywhere. So I'm gonna go ahead and carry on with the rest of my day, and then I'm gonna come back. I will definitely be giving you guys a check-in with natural lighting so you can just see how these under eyes look. But I will come back at the very end of the day and let you guys know my full thoughts on this Infallible Full Wear Concealer, because I definitely feel like right now it looks beautiful. Like, I am really impressed. This is reminding me a lot of the concealer by Milani, which I really am enjoying. It also reminds me a little bit of my Laura Mercier, but I feel like this one is more full coverage than the Laura Mercier. I feel like the Laura Mercier is a little bit more buildable, so it's good that this drugstore one can really give you that full coverage capacity. So I'm gonna go ahead and carry on with my day, and I'll be seeing you guys later to give you guys my thoughts and find out whether this is worth the buy or not. So stay tuned for that. Okay guys, so I am in natural lighting. Unfortunately, it's kind of dark. It's been cloudy all day, and you guys know how it gets dark super fast. So I wanted to give you guys like an in-depth close of the concealer. I want to make sure that you guys can see it. Hopefully you guys can see it, but it looks so good. Like, I'm living. It looks so good. Other eye. Close up. Okay, I think we're looking good. Very, very good. I have to say, L'Oreal is doing a really good job of making a good concealer, because this is working very, very well for me, and I'm like, yes. Yes, hunty. So I'll be seeing you guys in a little bit in my filming room so I can go ahead and give you guys my final thoughts. Okay guys, so I am back. It is currently 10 p.m. and I'm wearing my coat because I'm actually freezing right now. So I was like laying on the couch like, oh my god, I need to go to sleep. But first I needed to film this last part of my video. I have to say that I am so impressed with this L'Oreal Infallible Concealer. It's really good. And I have to say, for a minute, when I saw all those sponsored posts, I was like, oh my gosh, so many people were paid to talk about it. But honestly, it's really good. Very long wearing. It's not budging whatsoever. I feel like it's staying on really well on my under eyes. And it's definitely going to be one that I'm going to see how it compares more with my Milani, because you guys know that I am obsessed with the Milani. That was my favorites of January, and I still use it. It's definitely a lighter consistency than this one by L'Oreal. This one is more full coverage. As soon as you put that on, you get that full intensity, but it still feels so lightweight that it looks like you're under eye and not like you're wearing a cake face under eye. So I really, really like that about it, and I feel like I'm going to be using this concealer a lot. I just live for a good like skin feel full coverage concealer, and I definitely am getting that. I feel like for the price, for $10.99, it's not bad at all. I feel like this is a really good drugstore purchase. It's not too cheap, but it's not obviously expensive where you're like, oh my god, I'm spending way too much money. Definitely would recommend this to anybody who's looking for a brand new full coverage drugstore concealer that they can even also use to kind of even out their skin. In case they have some little blemishes they want to cover, you're going to love this. It's also that nice, just really good skin-like consistency that we all love and adore. So yeah, those are all my thoughts for today's video. I really hope that you guys enjoyed watching this concealer review. I've been really into concealer reviews. I feel like concealers really changed the game for me. You guys saw how my under eyes went from 0 to 100 real quick just by me doing this little under eye situation over my foundation, and I'm living for this look. Right now it's 10 p.m., but I really don't want to take it off. Like, I feel like I'm a walking Valentine right now. Just such a lovely day. So yeah, I love this eye. I don't want to take it off. Okay, so I need to stop feeling myself and just go to bed, because clearly we're feeling ourselves a little too much. I have to wake up early tomorrow. I have a soul cycle class. Gotta get to it. So if you guys did enjoy watching this video, please don't forget to give it a big thumbs up. It lets me know to continue doing these types of videos. And also, if you're new to my channel, please don't forget to hit that subscribe button down below, because I wouldn't want you guys to miss my videos for the world, because I always bring you guys some awesome videos. And if you haven't hit that notification bell, what are you doing? Go hit that notification bell so that you never miss one of my videos, because YouTube can play games sometimes and I'm not with it. So make sure you are notified for every single upload that I have on this channel. And that being said, I'll be seeing you guys very, very soon for a brand new video. Bye guys.